Montreal Bagels. Let's go. In this mixing bowl, I'm putting 1 egg and I'm beating it. I'm going to add 1/3 cup of granulated sugar, 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1 tablespoon of dark brown sugar, and 1 tablespoon of molasses, and 1 tablespoon of pure white vinegar, and give this all a mix. Right, nice and mixed. Then I'm going to add 1½ cups of warm water. It's very important that it is warm and not hot. Give that a mix. And over here I have 1 tablespoon, just slightly over 1 tablespoon of traditional dry yeast, not instant yeast, and I'm just going to sprinkle that over. And then I'm going to let this rest for about 10 minutes until that yeast dissolves. Yeast is dissolved. Now I'm going to add in 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and then give this a mix until all that flour is just mixed in with the water, with the liquid. 1 cup of flour is mixed. Now I'm going to add the rest of the flour. So I'm adding an additional 4 1/4 cup. And then I'm going to mix this together, and it's going to start to get thicker and thicker. Gently at first, so it doesn't make a mess with the flour. Then when you've done as much as you can with the fork, with clean hands, just start to mix with your hands the rest of it. Just go along the sides, scrape along the sides with the sides of your fingers. I'm going to keep mixing that until all the sides are pretty clean. And if you lift it up, there's not much on the bottom. Now we're going to knead this either by hand or my little buddy here. I've got my knead hook attachment there. I'll have to take that off. I have to put this in first, attach it, and then attach this knead hook. I'm gonna have to push the dough down when I put this knead hook on. Okay, knead hook is in. Lift it up and put this on the low setting and knead it for 14 minutes. Right, 14 minutes are up. Take it away from here and check the dough. About 4 minutes in, I noticed my mixer was struggling, and it actually even stopped on me, and that tells me it needs a bit more liquid. So I added about 1 tablespoon of water and started it up again, and it was no problem. You may find you might have to add more than 1 tablespoon of water or not at all, but just let your machine be your guide. So that's how you want it, like nice and together and formed. So I'm going to put that back in the bowl, and we're going to cover it and let it rest for 10 minutes. This has been resting for 10 minutes, and I just want to point out that if during the kneading process you find the dough sticky, sprinkle a little bit of flour on it and knead again, and it should come together. So this is nice and smooth. So I'm just going to weigh this now, and then whatever that weight is, I'm going to divide it by 12, because this dough is going to be divided into 12 bagels. I got a nice scale here, so that weighs 1,330 grams approximately, and divide that by 12. It's around 110 grams each. This ball of dough, give it a good squeeze and start to stretch it out. You want to form this into a rope, and keep stretching that out till it's about 14 inches long, maybe more. Give it a good smack, and then take your ends and tie it together, and just go around the rest of the dough and give it a good massage so that it really blends in with the rest of the dough. That way it won't fall apart during the boiling process. And then just feel around, make sure it's all the same thickness. and then make the walls fairly high so that when they are baked and you want to cut it in half, you've got room. If it's too thin, like there, that's going to be hard to slice. So just make sure the walls, the height of the bagel is high enough. So that's pretty much good to go. I'm going to continue with the rest of them. It's my last shaping of the bagels. I'm putting all on my parchment lined baking sheet and let this rest for 30 minutes. Okay, the bagels have rested. It's now time to boil them. In this large pot, I've got 8 cups of water that I have brought to a boil. I'm going to add about 1/3 of a cup of honey to that. It's back to a boil. I'm going to grab 3 of these bagels and drop it in that boiling water with the honey. 1, 2, 3, and let that boil for 1 minute. After 1 minute, give it a flip to the other side and boil that again for 1 minute. Okay, after 1 minute, take them out, grab those tongs, put it in the hole to drip off any excess water and place it on that clean towel and repeat the process for the remaining bagels. Just don't overcrowd that water. I find 3 in my size pot, 3 at a time, bagels at a time, works just fine. All the bagels have boiled. Now it's time for the next step, which I'm going to bring it over here. And in this bowl, I have 1 beaten egg. And drop that bagel in there, flip it over to the other side, make sure it's all coated. Now you can put this on your baking sheet at that point and bake it like that, but I like to add an everything spice to it, an almost everything bagel spice. So in here I've got just over a cup of sesame seeds. That's about 150 grams. That's how it comes in my store. And then over here, I have 2 tablespoons of garlic flakes. This is how big they are. Now, I don't want to add that in all that big, so I'm just going to tear it into as small pieces as I can. And over here, I have 2 tablespoons of minced onions. They're tiny little, like pebbles of minced onions. I'll add 2 tablespoons of that. Now I say it's an almost everything spice, everything bagel spice, because I'm not adding the poppy seed. If you want to add poppy seed, add about 2 tablespoons of that too. Give this a good mix, and then take that bagel that's been washed in the egg and bring it over to here. Press it down, flip it over, press it down, and then bring it onto your baking sheet. And repeat for the remaining 11 bagels. And at this point is a good time to start preheating your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Here's the last of the bagel. I'm going to bake these in a 425 degrees preheated oven. There it goes. It's ready for 8 minutes. After 8 minutes, take them out and flip them over to the other side and bake it for another 8 minutes. For this recipe and more, go to hitchtothekitch.com. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.